The evil plan of DAFUQ has been revealed. Today I will show you and explain all the new secret scenes that have been unveiled from the Skibidi Toilet series that you might not have noticed. The creator of the series, DAFUQ has shown us new scenes that didn't come out in the episodes but were added in his latest video, and it literally changes everything. And we have finally discovered who the traitor cameraman is working for, and in this video I will show you all the secrets hidden in these secret scenes and explain why this cameraman is indeed a true traitor. I will also reveal the secret message that the Titan cameraman is telling us and what DAFUQ's evil plan is. So if you want to know about all this and more, stay until the end of the video. But not before we reach 100 likes and everyone subscribes and activates the notification bell if you want me to reveal all the secrets and explain the new episode when it comes out. I am George Isaac 1 of 15, and let's start with the video. The secret of the traitor cameraman has been revealed. 6 days ago from the moment I'm recording this video, the creator of Skibidi Toilet posted this video titled Skibidi Toilet Season 22 All Episodes, in which he basically does what the title says, compiles all the episodes belonging to Season 22 into a single video. And what are these episodes? Well, basically episodes 66, 67, and 68, each with all their parts, make up this video, which lasts 14 minutes since part 67 and 68 had a lot of segments, and episode 66 lasted 3 minutes. DAFUQ, upon uploading this video, marked it as a premiere, which seemed a bit strange to me since it's just a compilation of previous episodes, or at least that's what I thought. I didn't watch this video right after its release because I thought it was simply combining all the episodes, and since I had already seen them repeatedly analyzing and explaining all their secrets, I felt lazy to watch it again. However, that was a big mistake because this video hides new secret scenes that we hadn't seen before. DAFUQ added 3 scenes that weren't there before, serving to better understand everything that has been happening in these episodes and delve even deeper into the Skibidi lore. The first scene begins at the 2-minute mark of the video where we see Titan TV Man rising. This happens practically at the same time as the end of episode 66, where we could hear Titan TV Man speaking while something giant was moving where we were hiding. This confirms the theory we mentioned at that time that we are in a secret lair of the TV Men and there was Titan TV Man. A POV cameraman sees Titan TV Man rising while 2 other TV men are smiling. Titan TV Man delivers a secret message that can only be understood if we reverse this scene, so pay close attention to the following. He basically said that it's time to return and finish off the Skibidi Toilet, and now is when the most impactful scene of this whole video begins. This second scene starts at the 3-minute mark and we see a POV cameraman meeting with DAFUQ himself. But before analyzing this scene in more detail, if you find this video too epic and interesting, I invite you to like it right now. Remember that if we reach 100 likes and everyone subscribes, activating the notification bell, I'll bring more secrets and explanations about Skibidi Toilet. This POV cameraman is the one who has survived the longest in the series, appearing since episode 3 and still alive. In fact, I made a complete video about him which I'll link up here as recommended. That's why we call him the survivor cameraman, although my theory is that he's a traitor, so we also call him traitor cameraman. With this scene we confirm this theory since he is betraying the alliance of the cameraman because he is actually working for another individual, which would be DAFUQ. In this scene where they meet, the POV cameraman doesn't seem surprised. It's as if they had seen or met each other long before. This aligns with what we mentioned happened in episode 65. At that time, the traitor cameraman was also the POV, and as we saw, the police Skibidi didn't kill him but did kill his friends. This is because this Skibidi already knew that this cameraman works for DAFUQ, and for some reason, the Skibidi Toilets don't attack at DAFUQ. It's as if DAFUQ usually helps both sides, both the cameraman and the Skibidi Toilets, but he doesn't really belong to either side and doesn't owe anything to them. Perhaps he helps both sides occasionally with weapons, with information, and in return he might ask the Skibidi Toilet not to attempt to attack him or his allies. Perhaps that's why they didn't attack the survivor cameraman in episode 65, because DAFUQ had requested it. In other words, the Skibidi Toilets already knows that this cameraman is a traitor, but the cameramen don't know. While this individual is meeting with DAFUQ, we see an error message in the transmission and recording appears here in the upper right. This is because DAFUQ Boom has something that interferes with the signal of this cameraman so that he doesn't record or broadcast anything from this meeting. It's highly confidential and no one else can find out that the survival cameraman actually works for DAFUQ Boom. They are at the top of the tower, which we saw in episode 67, but I'll talk about that in more detail later. DAFUQ Boom hands the mysterious device to the survivor cameraman, just as we theorized in this previous video, which I'll also link up here as recommended. I shared my theory that this device used by the traitor cameraman actually belonged to DAFUQ Boom, explaining why it generates green rays, the same color that usually appears when DAFUQ Boom teleports. This is exactly what happened, so give it a like right now for another fulfilled theory. As he grabs the device, a green light appears behind the two of them, and there is interference in the cameraman's image. Even DAFUQ Boom, using his own voice, says the following. DAFUQ Boom has just given a secret mission to this traitor cameraman, and he will have to use this device to guide his companions through the SKIBIDI base. It's part of some secret plan of DAFUQ Boom's own, and after this, he disappears in front of him. Could it be that DAFUQ Boom doesn't really exist? I mean, he exists, but he might not be appearing in front of him. It could be some kind of artificial intelligence that only appears in the cameraman's videos, but there isn't actually a person standing there. This is a theory that just occurred to me, but it has many drawbacks. For example, if DAFUQ Boom isn't really in this place, how did he hand over this device? How did this object materialize in front of this cameraman? The theory I'm suggesting is that maybe only the cameraman can see DAFUQ Boom, and he isn't actually a human teleporting. Instead, he is hacking the image the cameraman sees to insert himself into this image, but he isn't actually there, as if it were an edited video. This would explain how he can teleport so quickly from one place to another. And why are there cameramen who don't even realize his presence, or even the SKIBIDI toilets don't see him? But as I mentioned, this theory has drawbacks, such as the fact that he just handed a device to the cameraman, and in the previous episode 66, he gave a knife to a cameraman. So I'm presenting this theory for you to tell me in the comments what you think. For now, we'll continue to hold that DAFUQ Boom is a powerful being who, when he presents himself in front of them, helps and can teleport with this power of green light. As the POV cameraman disappears, he turns to see a vehicle where the large cameramen are, which would be what we saw at the beginning of episode 67. Even in that episode, we were able to see for a moment that at the top of a tower there were two individuals and a green light. That is to say, what we saw with the green light is exactly the moment when DAFUQ Boom is teleporting to disappear. Although we had seen the green light when he first appeared, this time it's when he is already leaving. Let's recap a bit. In episode 66, we saw a green light appear, perhaps because DAFUQ Boom had just arrived at this place. Soon after, he hands a knife to the POV cameraman. Later, we see him fading away at the top of this tower in episode 67. In the same episode later on, we see him again, this time beside the debris. This implies that a while ago, when he disappeared from the tower, he appeared in this debris. As you may already know, in the rest of episode 67, the survivor cameraman did not reappear. This means that right after meeting with DAFUQ Boom, he used this device to enter the SKIBIDI toilet base, and it was also at that moment that the scientist SKIBIDI entered. This is why in the scene where the POV large cameraman is entering the base, we only see the large speaker man walking, but no one else, because the traitor cameraman was already inside. I want to emphasize something else. There are still many who don't believe that this cameraman is a traitor. They think that maybe he's just working with DAFUQ Boom but not trying to betray his cameraman brothers. Let me tell you that you might be wrong, because remember, this individual has the device that DAFUQ Boom gave him, allowing him to open gates. When large speaker man was holding the gate, this traitor cameraman turned off the green rays on the gate controls using his device, making it heavier and crushing large speaker man. You might think it was just a coincidence, but consider this. If he genuinely wanted to save large speaker man, he would have been desperately pressing the button on his TVs constantly so that the gate wouldn't close, but rather reopen. However, he did nothing to prevent it. He simply turned off the green rays and put the device device in his pocket as if he didn't care at all. So for me, this is something a traitor would do. Finally, the third added scene occurs at minute 9 just after the POV large cameraman grabs his rocket launcher and points out that they should head to the left side at the end of the corridor. He says this because if we carefully observe what this large cameraman recorded, we could see that the flames from the scientist SKIBIDI's jetpack were turning to the left. That is, the large cameraman saw how the scientist went left, and that's why he pointed in that direction. However, the traitor cameraman stood in front of them and explained that he had a better idea. He took out a tablet from his pocket with which he could observe security cameras showing the scientist running away and setting a trap for those following him. He ordered the SKIBIDI to stay there waiting for the others while he continued hiding. Later in the video, an empty corridor is shown where the survivor cameraman is telling them that it's better to go this way as they won't encounter SKIBIDI toilets and will easily reach the scientist SKIBIDI. So he puts away the tablet and tells everyone to follow him on the right side. The large cameraman is not so sure, so he turns to the brave cameraman to ask what they should do, but they decide to trust the survivor cameraman, unaware that this is actually part of DAFUQ Boom's secret plan. DAFUQ Boom gave the survivor cameraman this device and the mission to guide them in that direction. What could DAFUQ Boom and the survivor cameraman be planning? We now understand why in episode 68 many cameramen acted very seriously or angrily, because they did encounter SKIBIDI toilets, unlike what the survivor cameraman had told them that they wouldn't find anyone. Even when he opened this door, they entered the same corridor he had shown them a while ago on the tablet. It was supposed to be empty, but instead there were many SKIBIDI toilets. That is, the images he showed them a while ago were not real and could easily have been a modified video that DAFUQ Boom showed them, as he has done before. In episode 66, he showed the POV cameraman a video as if the scientist SKIBIDI and the G-toilet had defeated the Titans, but that was another false video, just like the one the survivor cameraman has just shown them. This corridor did have SKIBIDI toilets, confirming even more the theory I told you about, that the survivor cameraman under DAFUQ Boom's orders is deceiving these cameramen to guide them in this direction. That's why the POV brave cameraman starts to distrust the traitor, even pointing at him as if he were reproaching him for lying to us that this place indeed has SKIBIDI toilets and that the corridor was not clear as he had shown us. This is why when the brave cameraman saw something moving in the distance, he decided not to listen to the survivor cameraman and went with the large cameraman to investigate. Even this traitor cameraman tried to prevent them from going there, and when the SKIBIDI toilets realized all of this, the traitor did not help them but chose to flee from there, abandoning them to their fate. In the end, what we already know happened, the sad outcome of the death of the large cameraman who sacrificed himself to save us, and that's how this epic and sad video ends, in which we've seen the new unseen secret scenes of the SKIBIDI toilet series. We don't know exactly what DAFUQ Boom and the survivor cameraman are planning, but what we do know is that it's part of DAFUQ Boom's evil plan to lead them to this dark red corridor we saw at the end of episode 68. For some reason, DAFUQ Boom wanted them to go here, and everything is working just as he planned. We'll find out the conclusion in the new episode 69 as soon as it premieres, so subscribe and activate the bell to be one of the first to see my explanation of this secret. Soon, the brave cameraman will find out about this betrayal and will do everything possible to avenge the death of his brothers and finally put an end to the SKIBIDI toilet army. If in this video there was at least one secret that you didn't know from the episodes, I challenge you to like my video right now. Remember that if we reach 100 likes and everyone subscribes and activates the bell, I'll bring you all the secrets and explanations in the new episode when it comes out. I am Georgie Saki 115. See you in the next video. Greetings to all and goodbye.